Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this bitmap of this, and they said it doesn't have to be exactly, but he wants to use this font. And I just happen to have that font, which is Freshman. I really like it. So we're going to take it and we're going to make this, you know what, I'm going to make it about this size just to make it easier. This might cause a little bit of problem, but I don't know. I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to go ahead and go object, and I'm going to convert it to a curve. Then I'm going to make this larger, and I'm going to left click, right click, and turn it into a curve, because you can't cut a text with the virtual segment delete key. I'm going to delete, I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to go EC, and that put it in the center. And now I could probably, you know what, I'm going to try this, shift select and hit L, put it to the left, but not really where I want it. So I want to make my nudge factor like 0.25. I don't know how big this thing is, but I'm going to nudge it over to about there. And I think that'll work. Now, they did say it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but they'd like these white lines. I did not practice this, so I might have to take a couple of shots at it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my virtual segment delete key. I'm going to delete that line, and I'm going to delete this line. Now, if I take this, and I'm going to go to object and break the curve apart. By doing that, now let me set my nudge. Let me see how big this is. No, it's not that big. It's a little over 4, so I'm going to make my nudge factor 5. And I'm going to select that. And there is our other line that we can just take out now instead of deleting all those lines. We're going to see how this works out. Well, it's going to work out pretty good. Now, we're going to have to group this together. Go up to Object, Group, or Control G. And by doing that, now I can contour it. So I'm going to go to Effects, and I'm going to contour it. I think that's going to be too small. You know, that might work. Let me go a little bit thicker. Let me go 0.09. I think that'll work. Man, we're almost there. Because we can make, so now what I'm going to do is go up to here and break the contour part. And now I can change, you know, we really don't, this line is there. This will actually look pretty good. Let's try the Smart Fill tool, and we'll use that same color. He didn't specify it had to be that color. This is going to work out perfect, I think. I'm going to go ahead and fill in these letters. Now to get, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a, well, we might not be able to see that line if I do that right now. I'm going to take that and see what it looks like. So I'm going to make that a white line, and I'm going to make it something other than a hairline. We can't see it, but I'm going to draw a rectangle around it like he did and make it black, or whoever did that. And go up to Object, Order, Back to Page. He has, I'm going to change that. I can't, I'm just changing it. I don't like those things. So now what we can do is, we need to take that white line again and make it a little bit thicker. That looks pretty good. Now, you see how the fill isn't as thick? We're going to correct that. I'm going to make this line the same. Let's see what we did. It's 0.08. We're going to make this 0.08. Well, .28. So now I can click this and go 0.28, but in red or in white, and we're almost there. I think the black is just showing through. We can go ahead and take that same color and fill in these spots. Now, if you see what's happening, it made the line thinner. See how the line around the text isn't as large as this? So let's take these numbers away or letters away. And let's take this line. Let's make sure we got it. Yep, got it. And let's go to object. And you know what? We might not be able to do that. I need to convert it to an outline. Let's see if we can't move it. I don't know why we couldn't go ahead and convert that to an outline. Nope. Maybe I got to select it all. Huh. That's a group of 4 objects. You know what? Let's go group and ungroup. And now let's grab this. Let's get this B out of the way. And we're going to do the same thing to all of them. Go up to object, convert the outline to an object. Now watch the difference. Watch the difference. When we fill in the blue now, it's going to make that white outline a little bigger because it's an object now and it won't go through. You know, I think we're there. Now, let's say he wasn't going to print it on a black shirt. Let's say he's going to make it green. Well, that wouldn't look worth a flip. Let's try, and we wouldn't want to do it. Let's go red. And so everything here, this one is contoured a little bit more, and they use rounded corners because just the way it is. And the same thing here. Let's change this back to black. We got, see how it makes those lines a little thinner than this? You can barely tell it. Let's take away that blue. See how these look thicker? So let's grab that and convert it to an object, and it'll make it look a little thicker. Well, it won't make it look a little thicker. What's happening, tell you what, let's get rid of that. See how it's the same thing? Go up to object, convert the outline to an object. Now let's smart fill it instead of, let's smart still fill it instead of moving that back. So let's take the smart fill tool. We'll just use that same color and see how the lines are thicker. The only thing I'm doing, well, I've got white outline. He'd have white outline only on the middle. I don't know that matter. That would bug me a little bit. This only has 2 lines and that has 3. Let's go up here and go break the curve apart. Ooh, we don't want to do that. Let's see if we can't virtually segment. There we go. Now I'm going to have to move that out of the way. I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to grab these 2 items, go up to object, convert them to an outline. And now let's smart fill it again. Well, we lost. Oh, you know what? I took away the long line. I took away the wrong lines. I needed to take away the inside line. No, I need to take away the outside line. I don't think it'll let me do that. I've got to go to object, break the curve. Well, we don't want to do that. See how that's black on the outside? So I want it. Well, if I do that, let's move that over. See, I just don't want that inside white line. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's take that line and break the curve apart. Tell you what, let me do this. Oh, I mean, really and truly, it looks pretty good. Tell you what, let me move that over quite a bit. Let me go ahead and make my black box bigger. Yeah. So I don't want that line. So I'm just going to virtual segment delete keys those lines. Now I'm going to do the same thing because I backed up. I'm going to get rid of that field and that field. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And I'm going to go up to, see, every time you back up, you lose some of the stuff. Let me make sure I did that right. Yep. Now we can move this back. And no, because I'm not going to have black. Tell you what we can do. Let's take the Smart Fill tool, fill that in, move it over. I'm going to left click, right click in white. And I'm going to go up to Object, break the curve apart. And then that way I can get rid of that outside line. And I'm going to take these two. You know what? I think I jiggled them. Nope. I'm going to take these two lines. Well, I guess I have to either group them together or do them one at a time. This time I'm going to go the outside and make it white. Well, I got to break the contour apart first. So I can grab both those, go to Effects, or go to Object, break contour apart, or 4 item. And let's make, yeah, this is going to work, I think. Because that'll keep, when I do this, there we go. Now those lines are still there, but if we move this out of the way and take our virtual segment delete key and just delete those lines were just helping me stop the fill from getting in there. Whoop, what'd I do? There we go. Now, once again, it's more like the deal, and you know what? There it is right there. There's not a white line around there. Tell you what, let's delete that, move the Smart Fill over, and delete this line. I'll tell you what, let's just turn that black. Whoop. Nope. Why is that doing that? There we go. Now move this back and then move this back. See, that way we only have, well, we only got one line and that has two. That still looks pretty good. So the way we can do that, let's do this. Let's take a rectangle and let's take the Smart Fill tool. Let's use a different color. Let's say green, just for grins. And see, now we can take that and make it green. Now we can left click, right click, and we need to go contour to the outside. There we go. Break the contour apart. Go to Object, break the contour apart. And by doing that, now I think I can turn this and see we have red down there. Just make it white. And then just move that over. Now that's not as, it's their hairlines. So let's get rid of our rectangle. And let's make this that 0.28. See, that way you could actually make just 3 lines or 2 lines and get rid of all this. Well, now we have 3 lines. So you could get rid of one of these lines. It would look more, you know, the only difference is, you know, this looks pretty cool. That font, I recognize that font. I think that's Comic something. But they wanted this freshman font. And, you know, if the lines aren't big enough, just make them bigger, a little thicker. You can make them quite a bit thicker. And it maybe help you. But just remember, when you do something like this, if you're going to make that thicker, I would make those inside ones thicker too. Anyway, pretty cool design. I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.